moving on to the all of the Philadelphia Mint proof 90% silver Roosevelt dimes from 1950 to 1964.
This is, again, I've never offered this. Likely never to offer it again. It's a one-time purchase. Proof coins, remember, proof is not a condition but a method of manufacturing. Okay, so proof coins are made differently. They are, they only come in the United States government issue proof sets. They started making proof sets in 1936. The very first proof Roosevelt dime was 1950. And I've got it right here.
You got it right there.
This coin right here, you can easily go out and pay $200 for. It is the lowest mintage. I mean, the 1950 proof set, I couldn't sell you for $399 that this comes out of, okay?
Okay.
1951 proof Roosevelt dime that you see right here, out of the 1951 proof set. Easily $100, $150, $200 coin. I have a guy who put together 50 of these sets. I have no idea why he did it, a dealer, over the course of years. He would get a 1950 proof set, and let's say the quarter had a problem with it. So he would open up the proof set, because you can't, you know, do that, and then save each coin individually. This took years and years and years and years, okay? So these are all the solid silver. We say 90% silver with that. They're just the silver dimes. They're all silver coins are 900 fine. So we've got this right here, all the silver dimes that you're going to have here. Check this out. And they are proof. Please keep in mind, this is different than uncirculated. Uncirculated, I could sell you the set for about $100 probably, something like that. $150, maybe $200. The proof is the key. Understand, proof coins are so much rarer than the regular uncirculated coins. I mean, 500 times, almost 1,000 times rarer in some instances. And particularly these early proof coins, this might be the oldest proof coin I've ever sold on HSN. This is the only 50 of these that I believe I will ever be able to put together. Normally, you would pay for the first 3 years, you would pay this about, you know, $100, $100, $200. You'd pay normally for just the first 3 years, 50, 51, and 50, or 50, 51, 52 is normally what you'd pay for this. It comes, of course, in the red oak presentation box, which is a $49 or $59 value that you're going to have right there.
Yeah, and you've got all 15 years worth, all 15 years. This is brand new. And you know, if you've been watching with us for the last hour and 40 minutes, we only have 20 more minutes left in the shows, and then we don't see Mike back until his next visit. But if you've been watching, you've seen some brand new opportunities. You saw several last hour. You're looking at this one now, brand new. Only about 52 of these now remaining. We actually didn't have a lot of them to begin with, but only 52,
like
and
I said,
that's it.
And understand, they stopped making proof coins at Philadelphia in 1964. So not only is this the last silver dime, it's the last Philadelphia minted proof dime. After this, they started making all of the proof dimes at the San Francisco Mint, which continues on till today.
So this set has some firsts and some lasts all in the same set.
And it's complete. There are 15 Philadelphia minted proof Roosevelt dimes. This is all of them. So it is an absolutely complete set by condition and by mint and in essence by year. So it's all the silver Roosevelt dimes made at Philadelphia in proof condition. And that's the big thing. See, because they didn't make any proof sets. They made proof sets in 1936 and then stopped, I think, was it 42 or 43, and then didn't make them through the rest of the war is what happened. And so they didn't start making them again until 1950. Okay, and so this is when they started them back up. So this was the, now any of the 40s proof sets are all thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. This right here, like I said, the 1950 proof set I couldn't sell you for $399 that this dime comes out of. So it's a unique set in many, many respects is ultimately what it comes down to. It's complete in terms of 15 coins. And when you look at 15 coins, you're basically, what's that, about 25 bucks a piece, 30, you know, about $27 a piece or something like that is what it comes down to. And there's no way any of these first 5 coins are $27. I mean, all of these coins, and particularly this coin right here, clearly a couple of $100. So, like I said, $3.99 would normally be the price for the first 3 years of this. To be able to get all 15 of these in proof condition. And if you look in the nationally advertised catalog, and they're not going to have those early coins.
Okay.
I can look, though, at some of the later coins, like the 60s coins.
Okay.
That they have in there and see what those are. It was significantly easier to get once you get to 64 because those proof sets aren't nearly as much money. Yeah, see, even those, they have at $20 a coin for quite the easy ones. They go up to, by the time they get to 53, they're like $56, and then that's when they stop. They don't have anything right in here because these are the really hard ones, like I said. So in essence, you know, $3.99 is what you're getting for these 3 and the other 12 coins, which in essence are going to be somewhere around $20 or $25 a piece. That's the other $200 or $250 value. Now, the fact of the matter is the biggest issue with this is not just that I think it's a good value. It's unique in just the fact that I have it, okay? Just the fact that we have it available, period. I've never had this before. Okay, in all the years that I have been here at HSN, I don't know that I've ever sold a proof coin prior to about 1955 here at HSN. They're always tremendously valuable. They're extraordinarily rare. The mintages are in the tens of thousands, so very, very extraordinarily rare. And then to have this from the very first proof Roosevelt dime, right here, to the last silver proof Roosevelt dime, the entire collection that is made at the Philadelphia Mint in the red oak presentation box makes this a unique collection in many, 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 many respects. And then the opportunity to own it at all. These are what we call in the business real coins. These are coins that are very, very difficult to get. The fact that we have put them all together, even if I was $100 or $200 or $300 more, the fact that we have them is what the key is. And then I brought them in at what I consider to be an exceptional buy because you'd normally spend that for the first 3 years of the coins, and to be able to get all of them at that price, I think is pretty substantial.
Now, I wish we could spend more time on this. We do have to move on. It's brand new. So again, first time you're ever able to get this.
And last time, I mean, I won't be able to replace these.